Let's go back to the analysis board as the next one starts. Just show the final tactics for everybody. The main tempo that Wesley, who knows how far in advance he saw it, but the main key is that right here, f6 was not possible. With a knight check, sacrificing itself, and these two pawns would be too many for the knight and king to deal with. A really good example of why the knight is a bit of a donkey when it comes to stopping past pawns. So, wow. Well, Maurice, this is...
Don't miss the knight, by the way. If that was a bishop, it would be the same deal.
True, actually, that's a good point. That's a good point. Those pawns were too much no matter what. But this is, this is why the stats predicted Wesley to be a huge favorite. So we know this is going to be a tough match. Nodirbek just needs to get on the board. He needs to kind of right now maybe stop the bleeding, get on the board, convince himself he can win some games before this gets away from him.
I don't like being bored. I really don't. I've seen 2 games now where, like I said, I remember when Walter Shipman, great Walter Shipman was alive, and Walter was maybe like 65, 70. He might have been 85, 90.
I played Walter many times, so he was around for a long time.
I mean, he would school us. You want some sharp position? Walter played the most boring opening than just trading queens and say, okay, young whippersnapper, let me take you into the endgame and see what you do. And boy, he gave me some lessons. It was ridiculous.
Well,
but it's got to be sharp. And look at this. He's decided he doesn't want single stick in endgames. He's sack material. He wants it sharp. He needs sharp play so that his natural abilities is this any good? Threatening bishop c2 and also knight c2 with check. The issue that he must have calculated was the move bishop to d2.
Yeah.
But it seems as though bishop c2 still works.
Yeah, this is gonna get wild here. Is it? Let's analyze it. Is it like bishop? Bishop c. No, bishop c2 is good. It's bishop.
Yeah, bishop c2 works. So if I'm white, I want to get out of dodge. I don't see. I mean, knight c3 looks great. Actually, knight c3 is playable. Knight
back
c3,
up and walk into knight c2. Do you have king d2? Is that the key?
That was my plan.
Yeah.
Now you have to take my rook and then I go. But do you have knight e3 if I do that? That's my main point. Actually, no. If I still have king, I don't take. I don't take because you take, but I still have king.
One funny idea for white too is that what if you didn't ask what Wesley's thinking about it based on this move? There's some weird things like bishop d2 now, where king d3 is coming. It's hard to play this whole thing.
No, but yeah, you're right. I'm right. But my only problem is actually the move a3 because my queen is not really a problem.
Yeah, and
I don't trust this position. No, I play queen b5. I play. Oh no,
yeah, that was
fine. I thought rook b1, rook b1, a5, a3, bishop b3 is what I thought.
Like
bishop b3, except rook takes on b3.
Oh, rook takes b3. There you go. Yeah.
Get some coffee. So that line does actually not work. And it looks as though Wesley has played, as he moved, it looks like the live board, knight c3, and he's played this way, knight c3, which was instinctively the best looking line, but it looks like Black got 2 pawns for the 2 pieces. Wait, what are we counting?
Yeah, Black has
bishop and right? Oh man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I'm liking Black. If Black plays, I'm surprised he didn't play b5 immediately. But if he gets it b5 and b4,
yep.
See you tomorrow.
Yep. So this will be.
This is how you gotta play Wesley So.
Interesting for Wesley to prove this one. Note that he played. If we backed up to the opening on the analysis board here, we've got he played a different variation himself. He didn't go for the same like he did in game 1 for Ace, which was knight d2. We know that's very popular. So Wesley, despite getting the win in game 1, was the guy that varied in this one. So that's interesting, and I wonder if, some of the times we see in these matches, because they're going to get so many games against each other, in the early stages, you're just kind of poking and prodding, make sure you check all the lines, see if you find any weaknesses in the other guy's approach. But I don't know that Wesley's going to go back to this one.
One thing that concerns me with what Black did is Black didn't get a chance to play b5. And I'm very concerned because that tempo he wasted with 1987 earlier may have cost him. Was there a problem? And he went to move. And now he's just.
Let's not bring it back up. I don't know you're right. Because if Wesley could get away with this, it was back here where Reese's idea of b5 was probably being I think you're right. And, maybe he
that's what you're aiming for. You get that movement. If nothing's stopping you, why don't you play it? I want to play b4 eventually. But at least I have the pawn on b5. I think play a6. This looks good.
Sometimes I guess you get tactical mind. He was getting nervous. I don't know, but unless they can get away with what he's doing here, then say goodbye to Black's advantage.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, now I'm not happy at all because what am I supposed to do now with Black? I think he let Wesley off the hook by not playing hyper aggressive with b5. Hyper aggressive is not thematic. B5 was thematic, but Black was down so much development that he decided he needed to play the 97. That's what it was. He was down in development. He said, I gotta play 97 to get my pieces out. And that gave Wesley the tempo he needed, and I stole into b1. You know, I'd be crying tears and things of money. Like tears.
Yeah, this is, if this doesn't go his way after the edge he had in the opening, that's not a good sign, Nodirbek. You spent the whole part of the first part of this game highlighting no more endgames against Wesley. Get some tactics, right? And now,
no, we got
it didn't seem to happen.
Now we need maneuver. Endgame phase, you need good maneuvers. Black would love to play queen b2, queen a1. You may show me some arrows there, show me some love. Queen b2, queen a1, and swing the queen over to harass the pawns on that side. The problem, I was going to say, is White's queen is on the board as well, and White can say to your rook, hello. And now, please don't tell me he's losing after king c1.
I was just going to say, this is
terrible. This is exactly awful.
But yeah, you and I both highlight this. I don't know if this is the best human where our brain goes to. Okay, but look at that. Maybe even better way to guard this if you have c3 for the king. But the whole point, everybody, is the moment you get this endgame, if the rook can't flex in quickly against the minors, you're almost always just going to be outplayed and squeezed. And as soon as the knight starts coming in, you close the profile. So look at Wesley. Oh wow, e4. Okay, yeah, really impressive.
What an interesting plan. That is, you know, I'm going to say, I'm not going to criticize Wesley So. He's getting in position on it. He's got a great position here. I'm not even worried about it. This looks very good for him in this position. The bishop and the knight are bosses. That pawn on c4 looks like history. But that said, sooner or later, Wesley's going to have to pick off that a pawn. And that's why I wanted to put a bishop on b5. So the idea of playing king c1 and then bishop a4, bishop b5 earlier, play a4, and then you do whatever you like.
Yeah, let's back up, because I agree with you, and I think even if Wesley ends up winning for the fans, watch these shows to learn too. I agree that that's like the technical, instructive thing to do, the Walter Shipman thing. Block the b file, support the bishop with a4, and then relocate the knight.
And then you just do what you want. Then you go for e4 even in that position, and it's all, just everything is you. Right now, Black is looking for his counterplay as much as he can here. The problem is that c pawn is going to drop, and he's going to try to flip. And now he's going to try to flex on the other side, but oops, White has two pieces, people. White has two pieces, and can stop you, and your rook is getting zero activity. Boy, that rook is close to being trapped. It looks like a kind of a puzzle. That rook is very close. Now he has to play rook a1 and get the heck out of the dodge. But knight b3 and knight a5 is coming. Oh boy.
Or even knight b either way, and knight b3 could block the pawn. But yeah, no, the whole point is a4, and then the a pawn falls, and I think Wesley. Oh man, I think Wesley's about to get a bishop e4 in a row here.
Bishop e4 is coming, guarding that. h3, you have no counterplay on that side. I can put your bishop anywhere. Now knight b3 is back in business on knight b7, as you mentioned. Now we're seeing endgame smart.
Yeah.
He is taking him into what is a oh, knight b7 check. Hold up. No,
he's gonna maybe gain a tempo first, and then knight b7.
He has to hit the rook first. That's right. He has to get the rook out of there. And does even, I would not play. I'm like h3, old school Walter Shipman style.
I love it.
And then
Walter Shipman needs to become a meme around here. We should get a Walter Shipman emote for your channel. By the way, for those of you who are following Grandmaster Maurice Ashley's Twitch channel, that is a you problem. If you didn't know, he was streaming one of our mods. Can throw a link in the chat. We mentioned that throughout the day. But Walter Shipman style, I like that. I would normally say like Karpov, but now it's Shipman. Shipman's the new endgame bonus right here.
Listen, Karpov could beat you both. Champion. Karpov then needs to forcibly take the lead because he can positional chess, he can spank you with an attacking move. right thing, and he could also push up the thinking style. Kept playing Uzbekistani, Parham. But Shipman, there was only one thing Walter wanted to do, is take you into that inning and make it slow. Take it slow, make it slow, and punish you. This position, though, I mean, this is truly a technical type study position because the pawn on A5 did not move. This is the kind of one where, I create puzzles, man. I don't know if you know, but I like to create puzzles. I like to make weird instructions to see how you can possibly win. And this is starting to feel like a puzzle where black has to play, where white has to play super accurately to get progress that you need. And it's very hard to get this pawn to go one more step. This pawn on A5 to go one more step. I don't like the Rook super great by the way. So, yeah, it's gonna have to exactly. I want the Rook to get behind this pawn. So I'm gonna go to C1 and then C1 so I can check that Rook. Check the king, excuse me. And now you're starting to get a little bit on the edge if you are white of being able to win this position. But the pawn on F4 is creating kind of what? Well, talk about Walter Shipman and H3. Should have played H3. It would have been nice here. It would have dropped this pawn on H3. It would have taken some time. Pawn on H2 would have taken some time. But yes, now you have to figure it out with Wesley. And Wesley with only 38 seconds. Thank you to. Here we go. Get behind him. This is too much. Too much Wesley line. Why you showing that he's stopping the pawn from going anywhere? And we cannot win the F pawn. If this is winning, this deserves to be a study. This is one of those. It's like, what is actually happening? I'm not sure you.
This is an interesting point. He's going for a second weakness, principal two weaknesses. The main thing is it comes down to the clock.
This is the problem. And he's got to blunder the nice. Now it's over now. Look at him. He's frustrated. He's frustrated. He was holding on with the defense, and then he gets that idea. Now it's absolutely over. He's just going to push the key on, and that pawn is going to start riding. That's it.
Defended valiantly, but again, I guess that's why the game is played, as they say. It's just a science. Maybe the one can help there. Time, not enough of the clock for Nodirbek to do it. That was definitely instructive. We'll go back to that position where I think Wesley should play H3. Learn from Walter Shipman. Be patient, but ultimately, again, Wesley is flexing today. This could get rough.
There it is. That when you see this unit come together, you know it's over. This is just look at those pieces, just shielding the king, and it's time to shepherd the pawn home. And this is all she wrote. That's County ball game. Pieces are well connected. He could have played Bishop A6 on that last move as well, but no need.